Hi and welcome to CFS Live. In this video tutorial, I would like to demonstrate a new feature found in the fund accounting to import your bank data from their website. To begin, we'll go to the fund accounting tab and click the Import Bank Data link. Now there's some important information that needs to be conveyed here. Number one is the file format needs to be in the CSV format, which is a comma delimited file. Now, basically what happens is you go to your bank account and log in to your register, and in there you'll see the ability to download a file, whether it be in a Quicken format or it would be in Excel. The other option is a CSV file format. That's what you want to do. So you'll download that from your bank and place it on your local drive. Second thing we need to do is to match up the input fields with the column numbers of your data. And point out here that you can skip these columns, but again, it will match this up for importing. Sometimes they'll match name for name, but I chose to develop this to use the column number, try to keep it simple. So the third comment on here is shown here, that only new records will be imported. So once you import data, if you go back and import in the future, as long as you don't change that data that's imported, it will recognize when it's importing the data if that already exists, and it will skip those records. Okay, so number one, we have to define the order of the columns of the information in your file to import. These first four steps only need to be done once, unless your bank changes the format of their data, which is not that likely. But if you use multiple banks and they have different formats, you will have to make sure you have it formatted correctly for whatever bank that you are importing for. So number one, we're going to define the columns. So I have a file here that was downloaded, and column 1 is the account number, 2 is the post date, 3 check, description, credit, debit, etc. So what we need to do is we need to match up these columns. So my first column is the date, so that's column 2. The number is column 3. Then the description, or payee, is column 4. Move it down here. The memo does not exist, so I left that blank. The debit or the payment column is column 5, and the credit or deposit column is column 6. So that's all I need to do to set that up. We close that out. Alright, the second thing we need to do is select the fund account that we want to import this data into. And you'll set this up as a default, but if you have different information that you want to post to different accounts, you simply will change this when you go to import the data. And then thirdly, we want to select the fund category. I just have one here for test 8, but you may have something for miscellaneous. There's no way to really carry these categories. Nothing's going to match there. So if you do track it with your records and your reports, what you'll want to do is that once you import this data, you'll want to change those categories. Now, what's critical to understand here is that that is an extra step, but the importing of this data is so quick and easy that you'll see it requires a lot less typing to manage this way. Okay, so number 4 then is save the preferences, and again, you only need to save these after you make a change. Nothing's changed here, so I don't need to save. And then the last thing that we need to do, and this is typically what you'll be doing just when you go to import the data, is choose your file. So you click choose the file, and then we're going to navigate to that file, I'll double click on it, and now it's reading it in, and then you get a notice that says that 72 records were imported to your account. You click OK, and it reloads your account here, and there we have it. Here's all of the data that I just imported. And that's all there is. Again, like I said, if you want to come in here, you'll see that it's test 8, and you can edit the category if you so choose. That's totally up to you, but that's all there is to importing data from your bank statements. If you have any questions, please submit via technical support. We'll be glad to answer them. Hope that this is a feature that you will benefit from. Thank you, and God bless.